ready?
Yeah. What up, monkeys? How y'all doing? Happy Monday, monkeys. This is Mr. Royce J. Royce Media coming at you guys with another live stream. Check it out. Yeah. How was your weekend? Y'all have a good weekend? Okay. My dogs decided to act a fool. As usual. They all want to bark when I'm working. Any other time, they got nothing to say. It is what it is. Anyway, a lot has happened in the news as of recent. A lot has happened in the news. Um, this uh, this 2024 presidential election, um, it's moving, um, and it's gaining a steady pace. We see that Vivek Ramaswamy dropped out last week and endorsed Trump. Um, I want to say Thursday. Uh, it was either Thursday or Friday. Um, Ron DeSantis did the same. Um, so that leaves pretty much Nikki Haley running against Trump, and let's just be honest, nobody voted for her. Yeah, she's damaged goods. You know, So yeah, she's not getting the nomination. Trump is going to definitely run away with this. In the meantime, he's got to fight the dogs. On the left, he's got to fight the dogs. In the DNC. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. We'll see who he'll pick as a running mate, and then we'll go from there. The great thing about DeSantis, at least suspending his campaign, he can come back and focus on the state of Florida because we've got some issues that we need taken care of. Like he really needs to do battle with the Biden administration about what they've done with the FEMA policy for the intercoastal areas uh, in places like Texas, Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina, and so forth and so on. Because of what FEMA has installed, like a lot of people in our areas, our insurance rates have went up like 500%. It's ridiculous. So uh, that needs to be taken care of. What up, Mike Reed? How you feeling today, bro? How you feeling today? Happy Monday. You out there getting that money? Yeah. So that's what it is. With that situation, I'm glad to have DeSantis back in the driver's seat in Florida. Let's do this. Your time is coming in 2028. I do believe, um, you know, you or Greg Abbott would be strong contenders for the presidential nominee on the Republican side. So yeah, you know, um, as I mentioned before, there's quite a bit of news happening um, in these in the MSN streets, in the YouTube streets. As far as politics, we got some news about the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, being hospitalized for panic attacks. That's interesting. You know, um, when you are, um, that is a psychological issue. And when you are in a position of public trust, uh, you are given psychological tests and fitness tests. And, you know, uh, when in those positions, and what I'm talking about is, you know, like your public safety, your firemen, your police officers, your EMS. You're given a fitness test before you can get those jobs, and you're given a psychological test before you're given those jobs. But we don't give these same tests to politicians, and that's a problem. Along with uh, not really doing not having them adhere to certain stringent credit standards and different things like that. Not really digging as deep as we need to in their associations, but they'll do it to you, and the public has no problem imposing this on law enforcement, firemen, paramedics and stuff. They want you to have a thorough background check. So, you know, they want to look at your credit. They want to look at you know, your past and present associations. They want to, you know, they want to make sure you're not a threat to the public. But, you know, politicians, they get a pass, you know, and they get in office and they become a lot of them become millionaires, and then, and maybe some even billionaires. So I take issue with this because um, you can have somebody, you know, that probably, did some stuff in their youth, um, you know, young, stupid stuff, like graffiti charges, different things like that, who will then, uh, as an adult, make the necessary changes to get their life together and decide, well, instead of being a nuisance to the public, I want to serve the public. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a paramedic. And some of those jobs they can't get because some came up in that background that the employers, who were put in place by politicians, go, oh no, we can't have that. That may reflect bad on our organization. That may reflect bad on what we're trying to do here for the city or for the village or the town or for the state. But you can have politicians with all kinds of issues. And now panic attacks aren't necessarily a terrible thing, but the problem is it's a stress related condition that certain treatment regimens have to be put in place, which would include therapy, medication, stuff like that, and these are yet other factors that would exclude otherwise good candidates from getting public safety jobs. But the politicians can have all of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So I take issue with that. Either it'll be allowable for everyone or won't be allowable for anyone. That's how I look at it, you know? So, anyway, let's see if we can find some news on Brandon Johnson with these panic attacks. Take a look at that. Let's see if we can find that. Take a look at that story. So apparently, you know, um, shout out to Black Conservative Perspective, great content creator. We're gonna take a look at what he has to say about Brendan Johnson and his panic attacks. What up, extended clips? Nice of you to join. I appreciate you, bro. Let's uh let's see what Black Conservative Perspectives has to say about the Brandon Johnson situation. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's make some changes. Let's make some changes.
At
Fair
BetterHelp, we've made
use, fair
starting therapy
use.
easy. When you sign up, we'll ask you some
Sounds good.
questions about yourself and what you're looking for in
Let me
therapy.
go ahead.
We use this information.
I know what
A federal resource response, that you have a local government, the city of Chicago, subsidizing the infrastructure of a crisis that's being caused by a governor in another state. I'm frustrated as well. Over 600 buses have arrived in the city of Chicago since I've been mayor. We didn't call for those buses, and the governor of Texas sending buses to the city of Chicago to create chaos in this country. And so our effort here in the city of Chicago, of course, is to continue to call on Congress to do its part, to do its job, because we need real immigration reform policy to actually.
Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna stop right here. I'm gonna run my mouth a little bit. Understand this. Um, understand this. I am an advocate of immigration reform. I think um, I think the laws do need to be better with immigration reform. As I've explained before, I am a descendant of immigrants. You know, so I I am not heartless when it comes to this situation, but at the same time, Democratic mayors like Brandon Johnson try to play politics, and they sought to subvert federal law and designate their cities as sanctuary cities. I don't know if they're sanctuary cities in Texas, but I know Texas sits on that border with Mexico. Mexico is a different country in North America. We have a country north of the U.S. in North America, which is Canada. We have a country south of the U.S. in North America, that's Mexico. You have people coming from Central America, coming through Mexico, trying to get into the U.S. Now, um, the problem, and I've stated this before, and this has been said by other content creators, this has been said on the mainstream media. Not all of these people are Central Americans. Um, you have some Haitians coming from Haiti. Um, you know, Obama deported an insane amount of them. You know, you have people coming from you have people coming from Afghanistan. You have people coming from other areas in the Middle East. You have Chinese coming from China, um, all at the southern border, at Texas and Mexico. Texas, I don't think there's a sanctuary city in Texas. Texas said, no, we don't want this problem. Texas has got to deal with the cartels. Texas has got to deal with criminals coming from Mexico into the U.S. And now, because of the Democrat playbook, because of Democrat politics, um, they there was a there's been an increase of people that Texas doesn't want to have to manage in controlling that border, you know, and so uh, you know I don't blame Texas for saying this. Okay, all right, you Democratic mayors said your sanctuary cities and stuff. You said you got welcome, open arms. You're welcoming with open arms. Uh, these people who are uh, absconders of the law, violators of the law, then you take them. We'll send them all to you. You all in your sanctuary cities can deal with it. I agree. What Texas is doing is not wrong. I agree. Why should Texas have to bear the brunt of something they never asked for when you got cities like Chicago, New York City, Colorado, they asked for this. They said we'll take them. So guess what? You got to take them. And so now Brandon Johnson is allegedly having panic attacks. Let's go back and look at some more of the story. Um, Brandon, beatboxing on this issue because that's what he's doing. He's beatboxing and coming up with a whole bunch of leftist babble. Let's go.
Take full effect. We have not had immigration reform policy in 30 years. The last time something of substance happened, I was in high school. And the time before that, our beloved Bears were Super Bowl champions. Congress has to act because it's causing the type of disruption and chaos that the governor of Texas wants to create. Because keep in mind, he's only sending the
Lies, Brandon Johnson. The Dream Act was immigration reform. What are you talking about? The Dream Act was under Obama, Brandon Johnson. Come on, man. Fair use. Fair use. Let's continue.
buses to democratically ran cities. It's an intentional attack against the country. And this is why I'm committed to bringing structure, to bringing some coordination to this.
So unfettered, unchecked immigration, unregulated immigration, the destruction of our national borders um, was not an attack on the U.S., Brandon? Okay. All right. I feel you. Let's continue.
Mission. I've gathered mayors from around the state of Illinois to address this because it cannot just fall on the city of Chicago. Congress has to do its job, provide the resources and funding that's needed to bring a coordinated structure to this mission.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a bombshell rumor that is flying under the radar about woke Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, who apparently is so stressed out about the illegal immigration crisis that has come to Chicago thanks to Biden's open border policies and Texas Governor Greg Abbott deciding to rightly and smartly send the illegal immigrants to sanctuary cities that claim that they want the illegal immigrants, right? So he's essentially moved the border to Chicago. And woke Mayor Brandon Johnson can't handle it, okay? We all know that he has been going after Texas Governor Greg Abbott and boohoo whining and crying racism because he's receiving illegal immigrants, even though woke Mayor Brandon Johnson campaigned on Chicago being a sanctuary city and how they will welcome illegals into the city. Now he's so stressed out about the problem that he's quite literally having panic attacks and being hospitalized because of this crisis, right? Again, it seems like his vagina broke and he's now having to take trips to the hospital in order to fix the problem because he can't really handle the stress of being Chicago's mayor, okay? So this is according to the WGNAM Chicago Way podcast with John Cass and Anita Padilla. Now, Anita Padilla is a respected Chicago journalist. She worked for the local news media there for years. She just retired. And she basically was told that, yeah, this is what's happening behind the scenes. So this is not
Brandon was, he's basically out there beatboxing, coming up with all kinds of goofy excuses and whatnot. Let me switch chairs. My son keeps violating my chair. Think I might have to break his arm or something. You know. Yeah, but his his Brandon Johnson's self-inflicted stress over this immigration issue, because it's ultimately self-inflicted, is causing him stress conditions. If the heat is too much, stay out of the kitchen, Brandon. You asked for this. You advocate weekly for this, so you got to deal with the problem, bro. That's on you. Greg Abbott is sending you the people you said you wanted. Nobody feels bad for you. Well, nobody over here feels bad for you. Okay. All right. Let me fix my sound. Hold on. Let me fix my sound. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Let me try this. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Hold on. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? What about now? What about now? Can you guys hear me? Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me. So making sure we okay. All right, cool. Thanks, extended clips. Thank you, Mike Reed. So Brandon is he's crying about a self-inflicted problem. And he wants you know what? He reminds me of a lot of unaccountable people with the whole childbirth issue, you know. And that's a whole nother conversation. But you know, and really, this whole mindset of unaccountability is you see that a lot with leftists. You see a lot of that with the Marxist ideology. You see a lot um, of that with the Democratic voting base, where you know they're they're not account they refuse to be accountable for the consequences of the stuff they advocate for, of the stuff they ask for, of the decisions they make. They do, you know, they want to cry about stuff that they want to cry about the problems they caused. You know, so we don't feel sorry for you, Brandon. This is what you asked for. Your predecessor, Lori Lightfoot, this is what she asked for, and she stood on it. She got real sassy. You know, she got George Jefferson sassy about it. You know, with President Trump, who was in the White House at that time. You know, she got all she got a George Jefferson on, talking about how you know they're going to refuse any government aid and dealing with the immigration issue, and that Chicago is going to be a sanctuary city. And when you got elected, Brandon, and you took over, you picked up the helm and ran with it. Don't cry. There's no crying in baseball. No cry. There's no crying in baseball, dude. You know, hey, this is what Brandon pretty much doing, man. Hey, check this out. This Brandon right here, man. This Brandon crying ass
At the
right.
end of the day, nobody knows what I went through. Nobody knows what I'm going through. So nobody, him, whoever the fuck, you don't get to sit here and talk about shit.
Oh, that's Brandon, man. That's Brandon, punk ass. That's Brandon up there crying. You know? Yeah, that's Brandon, man. You want to cry about a problem he caused, you know, a problem he carried on. He advocated for it, man. Ain't nobody, man. Nobody's trying to hear that. Nobody's trying to hear that, man. You know, we 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 don't care. You don't see uh you don't see President Trump, former President Trump, crying about uh, his situation with the DNC coming at his head, you know, about you know, with all kinds of allegations. You don't see him crying, you know. Hey, you either built for it or you not, Brandon. And from what you keep showing, you not built for it. I think maybe it's time for a Republican to take over in Chicago. I think the Republicans need to get off their ass, figure it out, and figure out how to take some control in Cook County and Chicago. So, in other news, Ron DeSantis, the governor of the state of Florida, my governor, has decided to suspend his presidential campaign, effectively dropping out of the race. I say of this about Governor DeSantis's decision. I'm good with that. I appreciate you coming back and taking care of the state of Florida because that's what we voted for you for. It is my position that you will best state your case for becoming president, possibly in 2028, by managing what's going on with the state of Florida, uh, fighting this administration for a lot of the nonsense that's been going on that has caused certain problems in Florida, and that has caused really problems in other parts of the country. That is that has caused people to move to Florida uh, from other places, such as Chicago, um, New York City, really all over New York, California. We even got people showing up from Texas over here in Florida, especially in this part of Florida I'm in, so Mike Reed say the pull out method. So, yeah, come on home, Ron. Let's get our state together and let's work on, you know, a run for 2028. Unless Trump says, "Hey, listen, bygones are bygones. I want you to be my running mate and to be my vice president." Then, hey, hop back in the car. We'll figure it out. But we'd rather have you running the state of Florida. Um, let's take a look at some news on that. Shout out to Forbes. We're gonna look at this story from Forbes News and see what they had to say about this. DeSantis. It's not DeSantis. It's not uh, DeSantis. It's DeSantis. Because I know you Wakandans. Y'all like butchering. Y'all butcher every language y'all speak. You know, adding s's where they don't belong. They don't belong. Various things like that. Nigganology. So let's let's take a look at this story from Forbes. Shout out to Forbes. Let's go.
Greetings from Florida. The warmth of being home is a reminder why I've chosen public service. From joining the United States Navy and serving in Iraq, to representing the people in the U.S. Congress, and now serving as governor of Florida. And it reminds me why I decided to run for president, to fight for those who've been forgotten in this country. This is America's time for choosing. We can choose to allow a border invasion, or we can choose to stop it. We can choose reckless borrowing and spending, or we can choose to limit government and lower inflation. We can choose political indoctrination, or we can choose classical education. These choices are symptoms of the underlying struggle to ensure that constitutional government can endure and that Western civilization can survive. And we launched this campaign to bring accountability to government, regain sovereignty at our border, and restore sanity to our society. We cannot succeed as a country if we allow our nation to be invaded, our currency to be debased, our cities to crumble, and our kids to be indoctrinated. The DC...
It's very good speech so far. Let's get to where he says he's going to suspend his campaign. Let's go. Fair use, fair use.
That is the type of leadership we need for all of America. Now, over the past many months, Casey and I have traveled across the country to deliver a message of hope, that decline is a choice, and that we can, in fact, succeed again as a nation. Nobody worked harder, and we left it all out on the field. Now, following our second place finish in Iowa, we've prayed and deliberated on the way forward. If there was anything I could do to produce a favorable outcome, more campaign stops, more interviews, I would do it. But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump.
Hey, hey, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that little word he said concerning what the Democrats is doing? Let's run it back. Fair use, fair use.
Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus. His presidency gets stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him.
Lawfare. Word of the day, lawfare. Using the law as a form of warfare, like the crime bill. That's like the crime bill. Very similar. That's like how Democrats basically, you know, uh, that's how they control the opposition, control and eliminate the opposition. Lawfare. So that was bars by DeSantis. I like that. I am going to use that word from now on. Um, let's go. Fair use, fair use.
I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents.
All right, we're going to stop right there. Bars. You all know what I say about what I think the problem is with Republicans. Um, you know, he said DeSantis and Hope sound bitter. Hey, Ron is he's nice, nasty. He's nice, nasty. Uh, and you know, I mean, you can kind of see through what it was, but you know, he did say some stuff I agree with. You all know what my position is with the GOP and Republicans in general in the U.S. They need to get some manly men, um, not these you know, guys that could double as you know, um, um, mega church pastors and stuff. You need to get some guys. And see, and that's that energy Trump brought to the he brought to the presidency, and he brought that energy to the GOP, um, and really, you know, to geopolitics. He brought that energy of you don't know what I'm gonna do. But if I tell you something, it's not a threat, it's a promise. That was the vibe that Trump had. The only other person I seen with, uh, President Xi of China and what's his name over there in Russia. Man, what is that dude's name? Just looking at the, you know, the president of Russia. They both have that energy. They all have that energy, and that's what you want out of a leader. You know, you don't simply want uh, an academic. Uh, you know, you don't want someone who's just great at giving speeches, an orator and stuff. You want men of action, even if it was a woman. You want a person of action. You want a person that comes across as don't play with me because I am not going to play with you. And you don't want your leadership to come across as soft. You don't want them to come across as tyrants, but you don't want them to come across as a pushover neither. And so that's I think what you have too much in the GOP is you got these Pat Robertson um these Pat Robertson uh representatives. You have um basically they look like car salesmen. They look and talk like car salesmen, especially the black guys. I told y'all how I feel about like the Tim Scotts, those type that yeah, or they go get a an obvious moron like Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, there's some cognitive issues going on with that guy. I don't know if you guys are fans of Herschel, but yeah. I mean, Herschel is fine for sports. Let's leave him over in the realm of sports. We don't need Herschel doing anything else besides sports. You know, we don't need him doing anything else besides sports. And they keep trying to pass this guy off. They tried to pass this guy off as a great politician. You say super plant. Yeah, he's about as smart as a plant too. Yeah, I said it. You know, listen, if the GOP is keep insisting on getting nerds, you know, safe as black guys or you know, dumb jocks to represent them. Listen, come hire me. I am going to say some wild shit like Trump, but I will get the people going. I promise. I promise, GOP. I will say some wild stuff, in that vein of Trump, but I rally the people behind me. I mean, y'all went with Trump and Trump say some crazy stuff. You might as well vote for me. What have you got to lose? Extended clip says, as a Vikings player, he was the man. As a politician, no way. This is absolutely true. Herschel Walker was a machine. He was a workhorse on the sports side. I mean, the man is still a physical specimen, and stuff. But as soon as you hear him talk, as soon as you hear him try to articulate ideas, you go, "Uh oh, all right, what?" you give me the what? You give me Russell Westbrook. What? So yeah, that was the issue with Herschel Walker. And so um they need to get those they need, if you're going to um bring in black politicians, you need to have uh you 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 need to have somebody that seems uh capable, but yet stop going the Tim Scott route. That yeah, I graduated. I got my undergrad at Harvard, and then I went over to Columbia for my graduate degree. You don't need that black guy either, because Mercedes niggas don't trust him. Niggas don't trust him. They don't trust that guy. You know, they don't trust that guy. They don't trust that guy. And they don't see Herschel Walker as politically competent. You need to. It's like they actually need to. I'm gonna tell you something, Republicans. Learn from your enemy. Watch what Keisha does and who Keisha gets to do stuff. You actually gotta watch Keisha, and you get the politicians that align with your values, your core principles. But that Keisha is attracted to. Because guess what? There's more Keishas that vote than black men. You want to get that vote, you need to get somebody that will get Keisha's attention in a positive way. Because right now, y'all keep getting weird ass black guys. Stop that shit. I don't think anybody else has said what I said in the way that I've said it. Shout out to Black conservative perspectives. Shout out to all of the other Black conservative content creators. But as you all know, I speak Republican. I don't speak conservative. I don't care about that shit. I don't care what I told y'all many times before. I don't care what two grown people do in their own homes behind closed doors. I don't care about that. If some 6'5" dude want to dress up in a leather miniskirt, call himself Kimmy, I don't care about that either. I just don't want that fool reading the kids. And I don't think it's a good idea for him to get in the UFC and to be beating up your daughters and nieces. Okay, like I said, I speak Republican. I don't speak conservative. So anyway, so I talked about Fannie Willis last week. Old freak body Fannie. Oh, freaky Fannie. Yeah. Fannie is she's a secret lover. That's what you are. uh, you know, she started to get some pressure about she started to get some pressure um regarding this situation um of where she is it has been alleged by Trump's defensive team that she is in an inappropriate relationship with one of the special prosecutors, that is Nathan Wade, uh, and they allege that Nathan Wade was paid over $650,000, um, to deal with the situation. Hey, hey, this is Sankey Panky action, man. This is a nigolo, not gigolo, nigolo action. He's basically dropping her off at work and driving her car. This guy's a special prosecutor for, this case against Trump when he's never prosecuted a criminal case. That boy stroked her out. He tapped her out. he, he put the long stroke on her. Oh, he touched the bottom. She's, he taking trips with her on cruise ships and stuff. Hey, don't you know they take pictures all over cruise ships, Fanny? Baby boy lawyer edition. Oh, shout out to Extended Clips. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. So, hey. Woo. Let's see what Fannie Willis talking about at the church, man. Oh, she was giving a sermon, bruh. Yeah, she's speaking to the people. I have sinned against you. Whoa, extended clips with the bars. Hey, bro, hey, stop that, man. Stop that. Hey, you're encouraging bad behavior over here, bro. Yeah, extended clips with the baby boy lawyer edition. Hey, shout out to extended clips. That was bars. That was bars. I like that. Yeah. She said, Nathan. He hit him with the Nathan. Let's take a look at this, man. Let's take a look at this.
I'm gonna ask y'all to give me a minute.
It's Fanny and Church. Fair use, fair use.
You know, I have some notes here, and at some points I'll go to them, and at some points I'm just gonna stray from them. But I hope y'all will be patient with me. The bishop told me.
Hey, y'all hear the organ in the back? Oh. Hey, Fanny, the Fanny is the gift that keeps on giving in a number of ways. Let's go. Fair use, fair use.
I am welcome to be myself. In this very historic house of God. How many of y'all know that's what Bethel means? House of God. There is literally no place in the world I'd rather be than right here with you today. God always brings you to that safe place where you need to be. And so the invitation to come where God's message is taught, adhered to, and celebrated is my honor. I want to acknowledge and humbly thank, first of all, my Savior, Lord Jesus Christ. But also his humble servants, Bishop Jackson.
Hey, hey, she was the humble servant of the Lord. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. What I don't understand about the black church, and I'm going to say this, if you all are a some type of minister out there, um, all you black Christians, um, all of you, um, those of you who are in the black church, have to fix that camera. That camera is deciding to do uh, what it wants to do. I got to get a new. I got to get a new holder for that camera. Um, Getting back to what I was about to say about the black church. Listen, one of the ways, one of the most effective ways, um, you have to address uh, issues of um, infidelity and stuff in the church is um, you all are going to have to be more openly accepting of polygamy. It is what it is. Um, this is what you all are going to have to do in the black church, man. You know, y'all got so much stuff that's rampant that you might as well, you might as well. Um, y'all already got issues with the preachers sleeping with everybody. You know, you already got situations where um, there's a whole lot of unauthorized sexual and relationship activities happening in the black church in particular. Uh, you all might as well just go back to polygamy um, and make it openly acceptable and practiced in the black church, and make it a thing about leadership because it really is about leadership rather than it's about leadership rather than sex. And man, this camera is acting goofy. Let me see if I can fix it. It's trying to fix it before. Let's try it this way. So okay, so let's see what it do. Let's see what it does. All right, hold on. Give me a minute. We got camera problems over here, man. I don't want to do the faces avatar thing, but I don't know, this camera's tripping. See if I can refresh that. Nope. So let's try this. Still no dice. Try this. On. This camera's wild. Okay. Yep. All right. So that's not going to work. They're not got a plan. They're gonna make life simpler. There we go. All right. There we go. Yeah, that was annoying. That was pretty annoying. Anyway, so getting back to what I was saying about um uh, you know, going back to what I was saying, you know, there's a lot of things that go on in the black church. Publicly, they'll say, "Oh, and we don't endorse this," but it happens behind closed doors. Uh, extramarital affairs, pastors and deacons and stuff having more than one woman. That happens, and there is an inerrant there's an erroneous belief in the Bible um, that men are supposed to only have one wife. Men should have one wife because most men can't lead cattle, let alone people. Most men aren't leaders, but men who are leaders, men who have established themselves as being capable and responsible, should be able to have more than one wife, especially because these men can have more than one car, and it's fine. These men can have more than one house, Nobody has a problem. These men can have more than one children. Nobody questions whether these men love all their children or not. But when it comes to having a person to put his penis in, he can only have one for the rest of his life. Bullshit. Bullshit. I call bullshit. He can have multiples of everything but a wife. Come on now. Come on, Black Church. Besides, y'all got, we know what the choir directors are on in these churches. We know what the choir directors are. We know what kind of, shenanigans they be on. you you want to attract more um, and cultivate more capable men, then, you know, you need to be open and honest about that. And, and, and then especially when you have uh, what you have going on, it's happening de facto anyway. Why not legitimize it? That's my argument. And it can't be for every man because as I said before, every man is not a leader. You know, most in this day and age, most men are being led by their wives. The opposite is not true. So anyway, Fanny got in front of the church and she did her little confessional and she did her little song and dance, tap dance, and she's going to get the grace of the people, and she's black girl magic, so you know um you, the women are going to be pretty quiet about it. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It, we already know. We already know. What is already understood doesn't need to be said. So, anyway, but that's what you have going on. You know, so how will it affect um, Trump's defense? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it would affect the defense of his co-defenders. I don't know. That remains to be seen. Uh, uh, what it does speak to is something else. Hey, they're gonna be exposing Tamika. It's going all these Fannies and Keishas and Tamikas, and I keep telling y'all this is gonna be the year they're gonna really get exposed. Y'all thought last year was wild. Woo. This year, man, they're gonna snatch the wigs off all of them. It is what it is. They're gonna snatch the wigs off of all of them. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild one. So it is what it is. Hey, listen, I might come back later. I got some stuff I gotta go take care of. Gotta go pick my car up. Got my brakes done on the caddy. So, gotta go pick my car up. Got some other runs to do. Um, but other than that, this is Mr. Royce J. Royce Media. Like, share, and subscribe. Get in the comment section. You know, if you guys got some content you would like me to address, send me an email. My email is in the bio. And if it's something, you know, I can discuss, I will discuss it. All right. Other than that, this is Mr. Royce J. I'm out. Take it easy. Later.